Hey guys, okay, so to the absolute horror of blue checkmark liberals on Twitter, on Monday I got access to the White House press briefing room, and as promised, I am here with the full truth of what it is like in there. Now, within the first 10 minutes of getting into the room, it became glaringly obvious as to why the mainstream media's ratings are at an all-time low. You get into this stuffy little room full of self-important liberal elites all desperately huddling towards the front of the room in order to get their utterly useless questions in, most of which have been asked and answered extensively already. Just go ahead, take a pick. Something about Russia, ties to Russia, Trump ties to Russia, or Trump's Twitter feed, or a few hundred follow-up questions about Trump's Twitter feed, and bam, you're a syndicated journalist in the White House press briefing room. Now, of course, with this being the Trump administration and all, a few members of newer, smaller media have been allowed in. But they're so horrified of losing their press access that they won't really step out of line either. And they're not scared of the administration per se, they're afraid of kind of the insider influence that people have. Because if you piss off people on the inside that are with the Cool Kids DC Journalism Club, well, this is what happens.
They've screwed up his clearance.
Lucian's?
Yes, but they did it to me this morning, and apparently they've done it to me.
You might be the only one getting in. Lucian's apparently screwed up too.
If you do not have a pass,
Are you serious?
This is so weird today.
Give me 1 second, guys.
Yeah, we'll just
Can you guys, if you do not have a pass, I'm gonna have you wait outside. You can, if you're still, you haven't been seen yet, you can wait at the door.
Okay. Apparently Lucian wasn't cleared, Luke wasn't cleared, and we'll see about Cass. So Lucian is fairly new to the White House press briefing room, and because of that, he hasn't been liked very much, and someone on the inside complained about him, and now he had his access revoked temporarily. I think they're fixing that right now, but it's just a lot of really petty, pathetic insider bullshit you have to deal with if you're in the briefing room all the time. So I'm glad I only had my one experience in there. I will go back at some point, but I did manage to get into the briefing room this time, even though a few of my friends didn't. Unfortunately, for my first try, I didn't manage to get a question in. Most people apparently don't get it until they're like third or fourth or fifth time being in the briefing room, or if they've personally introduced themselves to Sean Spicer and kind of had that conversation, he'll call on them. So I'm not too disappointed about not getting my question in because I wasn't really expecting it. But I did try my best, guys. I was throwing up my hand and yelling Sean the entire time. But with people like myself and other small media not being called on, it kind of left it to the mainstream outlets to do most of the question asking. And I'm telling you right now, guys, it didn't matter if you were Fox News or CNN, which are supposed to be on the opposite sides of the political spectrum, which are supposed to be bringing diversity to the questions being asked and some nuance. But no, it didn't matter if you were CNN or Fox. The questions being put forward were complete and utter bullshit. I mean, the Vault 7 leaks just came out. Rand Paul introduced a bill to stop arming terrorists. Rotterdam is on fire. And what does the mainstream media decide to talk about? Sean, the president denounced anti-Semitism. Will the president denounce attacks on transgender people? Really? That's what you want to ask the President of the United States. You may as well be asking him if he's anti-murder. This is a non-question. Or how about this gem? Excuse me, Sean. How is the press making Obamacare look good? Let me help you there. These were actual questions asked when I was there on Monday. That's not even the worst of it. I mean, Sean Spicer recently had a run-in at an Apple store where someone was yelling at him, asking him questions, and one of the press people decided to ask this. Sean, the interaction you had at the Apple store this weekend, what would be, I guess, your message to individuals? If somebody doesn't want to be aggressive and has a question for you, what would you be your kind of message to a regular citizen that has an issue? Yeah, you guys will never guess Sean's answer to this one. Just ask it like a normal human being. Elementary school kids could answer that question without skipping a beat. Why are you guys so stupid? I mean, imagine being in a room and you have the opportunity to ask one question to the President of the freaking United States, and unfortunately, you just missed that opportunity. But a few of the other people in the room get that crazy, awesome opportunity, and they decide to use it to ask if the president denounces attacks on transgender people. Yeah, it's a pretty terrible feeling. That's exactly what happened. So while these hacks threw these bullshit questions out there or continue to pile up the same question over and over and over again about Trump's Twitter feed, I literally just stood there. I put my hand up and yelled Sean and all that, but for the most part, I was just standing there and doing nothing. And guess who gets shit after all of this? Alt-right media troll gains access to White House press briefing. She's denied the existence of rape culture, demonized racial, ethnic, and religious minorities. Southern is just the latest of the fringe, sycophantic, alt-right media personalities that the White House is letting into its press building. Really, guys? I don't think they have any proof of me demonizing racial minorities, but you know, facts don't matter. I think these people literally think I'm going to go in there and be like, "Excuse me, good sir, but has Mr. Trump put any thought into reversing the Civil Rights Act and putting the Negro back in his proper place?" Like, you guys are morons. Sorry I didn't want to sit there and ask Spicer's feelings on Geert Wilders or ask about his run-ins at the Apple Store. I mean, do you want to hear my question? Here's exactly what I had written down. According to WikiLeaks documents, the CIA can reportedly hack into everything from webcams, smart TVs, to cars. While I know you can't comment about the operational methods of the CIA, will the administration seek to perform an independent audit and investigation to determine whether these powers, if used by the CIA, have been used in an illegal manner? That's what I wanted to ask. That's it. I mean, it's not even a pro-Trump question. It's just something that I thought people would be genuinely interested to hear the answer to. Honestly, I think these establishment hacks are feeling unbelievably threatened right now, and that is why there is so much hostility towards new media like myself. But I will say that just a few tweets about me is nothing compared to what Gateway Pundit's Lucian Wintrich has had to deal with. He literally got accosted last time he was in the briefing room with someone screaming white supremacist and who's Pepe at him. And then on Monday, because of an insider complaint, he couldn't come. Overall, my thoughts on this whole situation are that we need to see a change of the type of media that are in that briefing room. It doesn't have to be me, it doesn't have to be my friends or people I agree with, just the comfortable DC insider, MacBook and Starbucks latte liberals with their boring ass petty questions need to be dethroned in order for a honest and just actual conversation with the administration to occur. The type of people like Gateway Pundit who literally plan on outsourcing their questions to the people need to take their spots. So as much as I am upset that I didn't get to ask my question on Monday, I do commend the Trump administration for giving me access, and I really hope that they continue their pledge to let new media into the briefing room, especially as trust in mainstream outlets are at an all-time low, and for good reason. And throughout this process, I plan on enjoying the collective meltdown of the mainstream. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and be sure to hit like and subscribe for more.